Oh, I need to. That's better. I think we're live. Right, I need to get it over a bit. Oh, we haven't got the chat on, have we? Show chat. Hang on.
In screen mode. Oh, it's because I'm
Oh, okay, so where do I go?
that.
Exit full screen. Okay.
Oh, and then comments.
Where?
Number one.
Where?
Up there. The big red one. I'm a bit
That's
up.
in stream.
No.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Oh, hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian. Sorry. We're on StreamYard, and I haven't got a clue what I'm doing.
There you go.
Thanks. I got my drink. I'm going to position us over a bit better. Can you move over a little bit, or you're right on the edge?
Yeah.
I'll move that over a bit.
Okay.
Get up. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up. Right, that's better. Okay.
It's weird because I'm actually this.
That's it.
It's weird because I'm actually on.
Okay, how you doing?
It's really weird.
Can you read it?
Hello to hello Summer.
Okay, hope you're all right, Ian.
It's weird because she's on. Oh, it's weird. It's that she's on that side. I'm on this side.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's just showing different. I'm on a complete opposite side of the camera.
So yeah, I don't know if you saw the little video we put up earlier. We was checking out StreamYard, and I just wanted to see.
Ian says he's okay. You?
Yeah, we're okay, thanks. Well, I know I'm all right. I don't know about you. You're all right. Yeah, so I thought we could just have a chat tonight. It's nice to go live, and I'm getting used to all the different things now. So I want to learn how to use this streaming because I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff. So
good.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got quite a few plans for we, haven't we?
Yeah.
Going to be inviting people onto the channel, but I need to be able to use this thing without getting kerfuffled. It's a brilliant thing, this StreamYard, but it's a bit confusing to say the least.
Actually, really is. I don't understand a little bit. I'm just like,
you can do so much on it. That's the thing.
Yeah, and
but it's got like a little bit at the bottom, and you've got to keep changing stuff.
Yeah, because
you want to change like the direction of the camera. You can add in backgrounds.
I'm honestly surprised that we got done the
live
in time.
I'm surprised too, but we're here now.
Like we had this orange ring from earlier, and we were still behind bricks. It took us ages to figure out how to get it off.
Yeah, so I don't know what people want to chat about tonight, unless they want to talk about ghosties and ghoulies again.
Yeah.
Anybody that's got any questions at all on this time of the year for Norse practitioners is quite a good subject. But I've been putting up ghost stories and things because being the time of the year. What's another comment? Sure.
Yeah, that's what it said. Oh no, I said it. Sorry, I'm not it.
No, it's not an it. It's an Ian.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ian. Don't know what we'd do without you.
Yeah.
It's really kind that you put yourself out and are always in, really.
Yeah.
Oh. It's almost cold.
Is it?
Yeah.
I drank all mine.
So I think this time of the year for Norse practitioners is quite a good time, really. It's a time where we find ourselves, go within, spend more time with our families, learn more stuff as well, put our minds to getting ourselves ready for the new year. And a bit like the Celts, we do class it as the start of something new and the end of something. But that end seems longer for those that live in the north because the dark times last a lot longer. What are you laughing at?
Is that clip again? It just comes randomly in my head.
What?
You know that clip I showed you earlier? It keeps coming back in my head. Just randomly.
But here in England, I mean, we still get darker times. But of course, our darker times don't last as long as in like Norway and places like that. I mean, Sweden, they get like till March before they see the light of day. It's really difficult. So you've got to understand a lot of the Norse traditions would be on that wavelength rather than English wavelength. So we alter it slightly because we have to. Can't live by how people live in other countries.
Ian said, I'm thinking doing a dark mirror in a runic set tomorrow night. I've never done it before.
Oh, dark mirror in a runic circle. That's brilliant. Never done it before. That will be really cool. That really will. They're so powerful. If you put that together with the mirror, you might actually get to see something appear in your mirror, Ian. I've got a good feeling about it. I've got a really good feeling about it. Are you going to be burning incense and stuff like that? Because if you are, if you could get hold of some of that mugwort across the park,
Oh, that would be good.
you would get a real good session, because mugwort, you could make a tea out of it, and if you didn't want it on an incense, because that's what we used to do in the coven, we used to have mugwort. We used to have it on the incense pile, but we also used to make an infusion out of it for those that didn't want to breathe it in. And it only lasts a couple of hours, but yeah, it's cool, and it will help to shift you and get you in a different frame of mind. White sage, yeah, that's a good one. That's good for cleansing and protection and things like that. But if you want to see something, go for the mugwort, go for dragon's blood, and go for frankincense. We always used frankincense when we were going to be doing anything that was going to manifest, because frankincense is a very strong, and I used to get them from, there's a place up London, I think it's near Camden, and you can get it online, and it's called the Incense Shop, and it does every form of incense, but in the great big crystals. So when you light a charcoal and you stick it on, you only need one at a time, and it lasts for ages. Yeah. So that'll be really good. So have you worked out exactly what you're going to be doing? You know, the plan of how you're going to do it. What you're going to have there as what you're actually going to do. You're going to cast a safe space, or you're going to just go with the flow. I know some Nordic practitioners don't cast circles, or they don't cast anything like that. They just bring in, well, they hammer it basically, which is it for my idea, but it's with their attitude, it's more about opening up to the gods. So it's slightly different, but I think putting the cultures aside, it's probably the same thing, really.
Yeah.
You're still calling in, you're still protecting. So, yeah. So that's going to be done tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. Hang on.
I might call the 24 rooms and chant Elha's room on each of the corners.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. What else?
And then all normal say I've got dragon's blood and frank.
Sense. Yeah, brilliant. And call in the 24 rooms and chant Elhaz. Yeah. Yeah, that should be really good. You'll have to let me know how you got on.
Oh, there's
Go
another
on.
passenger. I don't know who it is, but
hi to whoever you are, and you're very welcome. Yeah, that'd be really good. Write down what you get from it as well, because when you look back, you might get an answer weeks later to something, and that's what I've always said to people: always write down your rituals. It was the one thing in Coven we always had to do. We had the scribe. Someone was picked to do that job, and they had to write down everything that happened in the ritual that night. I was the scribe for a while, and it was hard work because we had to write down who was there, what they were wearing, what food we had in circle after the thing, everything.
Just every little detail.
Absolutely everything. But it was great because when you look back on it, you knew exactly what you did, when you did, and the outcomes. So yeah, cool. Ooh.
Is it cold?
Mm,
Oh,
but it's all right.
it's alright. Oh,
Not
ew.
cool. Yeah, that's really cool actually.
Oh.
The 24 of them.
I will do. I wonder. I will do. I wonder, would it?
Chanting the Anzus rune as well. Well, you could really, if I was going to be chanting that, I would definitely use, yeah, for Odin, definitely. But I would also use, to sort of combat it a bit, I would bring in, thinking about this, Urus and joy. So I would bring in, I'm trying to think, do you know, I've not used them for so long.
But you can't really.
Oh, I know them all. I'm just trying to think what ones would be best
Mm.
for it, depending on what you actually want to gain from this. Is it just communication, or is it for a specific thing? Only you would know that. But if you're going to call in Anzus, you could also call in Fehu for Freya, for
Yeah.
example. Or if you want it to be more male orientated, you could bring in Thurizak. You know, that's a good one.
What about Odin?
That is Odin's one.
Oh.
Anzus.
Oh. Yes, guys.
Definitely. Well, you need the end ones for that one. The one of the last ones. Othella. Othella's a good one for that. And Dagaz. All about bringing family in line and together. That would bring in the ancestors. That's really good. And obviously, if is it ancestors that you know, like family, because then you could put photos up near the mirror. And you're more likely to get them to appear in the mirror, or the sensation that they're with you, standing behind you, which is quite nice because it's loving. You get that family loving feeling. So it's really nice. As I say, with my black mirror, do you keep your mirror? Whoops. Do you? That's everything falling over. Do you keep your mirror covered, Ian, before you use it, or do you leave it open in the room? Because I find that I definitely cover mine up when I'm not using it.
Because of everything that happened. Is that right?
Mm?
Is it because of everything that happened?
Well, the thing is, mirrors are portals, and
Yeah.
if you know, even normal mirrors,
Yeah.
they're portals. They let things in. If you're a spiritual person and you've got that thing about being spiritual, if you've got any psychic abilities, they see that as a little light, and they come and they attach, or they try to get to you. They want to speak to you. They want to make themselves known. So if you're like that and you're walking past a mirror in your home, it's more than likely there could be something using that as a portal.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the scry mirror, because you are using it for that, then
I don't. I put it in the cupboard.
oh, you put it in the cupboard. That's cool. It's really keeping it away from any light source, because it's like a doorway otherwise. What sort of mirror have you got? Is it obsidian? I mean, you can have a look at this tonight, Summer.
Yeah.
You can hold a candle by it and see. Hold it round that way. You can see it, can't you, in there?
Yeah.
And we can perhaps ask the ancestors to be with people
Yeah.
over the holiday. And I could get a candle and hold it underneath. Let's see what I have got. And we could give that a go. I like to do weird things, and I'm drawn to doing them. Right, there's my lighter. Okay. Yeah, so what the idea of this will be,
Yes, Black Obsidian.
what the idea of this is to show people about how they're going to do it, because if there's anyone here that hasn't done it and wants to give it a go, come on, flame, grow and grow.
Oh, it's this.
Keep on growing, flame,
I
grow.
remember this.
Keep on growing, flame, grow.
It actually works.
Come on, flame, we will grow, we will get big. Come on, flame, grow, grow, grow. Don't be awkward, grow, grow, grow. It's being awkward. Come on, little flame. I bet if you ask it, it will. It'll say, grow, flame,
Grow flame,
grow, flame.
grow flame.
No, it's not going to grow, but we've got a light. There's enough there.
It has worked before.
Yeah, it does work normally. It's just being awkward. So you get this flame and it's not doing much.
Yeah,
Come on, little flame.
it's because it's been
It's
filmed.
gone out now.
It's being filmed, that's
Yeah.
why.
It's been awkward. Let's get something different. Let's get
This will be the
one.
first time that I would use a mirror.
It can happen. It's not.
Oh yeah, there's
It's
a
not
different
one of those things that
We got more.
I don't get worried over stuff like that. Obviously doesn't want to take part. There we go. Okay, so now we have a flame. Hello, Mrs. Flame. Now this is strange. This is strange. There's no draft. The flame is being awkward. Fire is being awkward. We are coming up to the full moon. There we go. So if I put that, hold it still, darling. Otherwise I'm going to have to put that on you. You need to bring it forward a little bit. Okay, so for anyone out there who doesn't do this normally, I don't know whether you're seeing this any good. Oh, come a bit closer. So, the flame is the light that draws them.
It's better now, isn't it?
Yeah, it will. And as it draws the spirit through, it will use the reflection to aim for. So normally you would be sitting in front of it, and then obviously you will meditate before even looking into the mirror. So you'll meditate on who it is you want to see in that mirror. You don't have to speak a word. So basically you're looking at that flame and then closing your eyes and meditating, and then make sure obviously it's in a darkened room as well. Some people are renownedly known to put a covering over the mirror and their head so that they're in that place with just the flame and the mirror, and that's it. And that's when you will get a sense of whether the spirit is with you or they're going to show up in the mirror. But you have to look for the subtle as well. You can't just expect them to come up like in your face. Some people get fed up because they don't see anything, but it can take a few attempts. But me and Summer might be doing that tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. I
Yeah.
would do it.
And obviously it's,
Does it have to be a dead person?
well, normally spirit are dead.
Oh,
But they're not dead, they're alive somewhere
Yeah.
else.
okay.
It's the essence of the person.
Okay.
You're calling really your ancestor, but they've gone on to a spirit.
Yeah, can it be
Yeah.
anyone?
It can be anyone, it can be your ancestors or anyone.
It's like Dumbledore or something. I don't know the actor's name.
What's that?
A laughing at Can it be like Dumbledore or something? Because he's dead now.
This will be the first time I would use the mirror. Okay, there's a good thing you can do beforehand, Ian, if you want to make sure that you are safe, and that is to consecrate some salt and water, which, if you like, I can say it on here and then you can write it down. You might well know how to do that, but for those that don't, it's quite simple really. I'm not going to do the long drawn out one, but you just say you get the water. Now water absorbs spirit, so you have to be quiet over the water, and you will put your hand over it and you will say, water, by the moon that, oh, I can't remember what that word is, my brain's gone. It's basically what you're going to say, and say it in your own words because it's easier that way. Oh yeah, so water, by the moon that rules thee, I ask you be cleansed, a pure vessel. And then you get your salt and you say, salt, by the earth that rules you, I ask you be spiritually cleansed this night. Then you add them together, stir them, and then you say, by the purpose I want and the safety and protection I seek, I ask this of you now. And leave it at that. You've now got salt water, which is able to help keep you.
It's moving.
What is?
Candle.
Candle, yeah. And then what you do is you put it on you, the salt. You then spread it around, flick the water all around you, and that will give you some protection, because you don't know first time what might show up. So you need to be, obviously you're going to be burning dragon's blood protection and sage and all that. You should be fine, but you've got to remember that this time of the year the veil is at its thinnest, and so spirit can easily come through. The mirror is a portal, so it's going to let them come through, and with the right mindset you will get something show up. But even if you don't see anything in the mirror, Ian, it doesn't matter. It's basically you will feel things. You might feel that presence, or you might sense something, a word in your mind. They might try to get in touch with you in that way. Another good thing you can do is give them an offering, just a little bit of food and drink, and just show it to the mirror with the candle. And that should be enough to let them be happy to come. That's you doing that.
Oh.
But also, I don't know if people watched the video that I put up about different flames. You can tell what's going on by the different flame sizes, what it's doing. And flames tell us a lot. But yeah, so that's what you would do with the mirror. I'm going to put that down now. I'll put that on the altar. There we go. Okay. So it sounds like you're going to have a good time anyway, Ian. So you're doing it on your own, or have you got other people involved? It'd be nice to have a little group together for it, really.
Yeah.
And I know what I'd like to do. I'd love to go out into the woods and do a ceremony out there, especially this time of year. It gets quite cold at night. You're not going to see anything in it without a light in front.
Okay.
We'll do it tomorrow night.
Okay.
We'll do a proper scrying session.
Okay.
And yeah, so if you manage to do that, let us know how you get on. I'd be really interested in that. On my own, on your own. I know the feeling. But sometimes it's good to do a ritual or something on your own, because no one can tell you what to do. No one can laugh at you or say something out of turn, get the ritual wrong. Times that's happened to me. People joined in and then done something silly. So yeah, that should be good. So yeah, not really.
Yeah, that should be. I wonder who's the second person here.
Don't know. Some people don't like to chat on the chat thing. But yeah, so I'm going to. I mean, I know you like my ghost stories, Ian, but I did put a poll up and I got some people that are not that interested. Not that many, but so I'm dubious whether to carry on with that.
Oh, please do.
I know you like it. Oh,
They're interesting.
yeah, I don't know.
But you said there wasn't a lot, so
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who do. But
People don't like change. I think that's what it is. They like the way the channel is the way it is, and if I change things, I get a bit of grief.
Yeah. I find them fascinating.
So I don't know how they're going to take the chat shows.
So I find them fascinating.
But I think it will be great, because what it's doing is it's showing other people on YouTube that are doing that are very small sort of channels like myself, that probably don't get seen easily, but are very good channels. And it opens it up and gives channels that are smaller, you know, a bit of a voice.
Yeah.
And some of those people that run those channels have got really good things to say.
Hi, Electra.
Oh, hi, Electra. Hello, Harry. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Doing this, I'm so used to being on YouTube live. This is so different because the box is so small.
You can show them with the mirror.
No. So, Harry, what are you going to be doing this Halloween? Oh dear. So, are you going to speak tonight, young lady?
I don't really know what to talk about.
Are you going to do anything for this Halloween?
If I'm honest, I've never really done anything for it, have I?
Well, I thought Mum used to take you out when you were younger,
No,
dressed up.
Well, I went to school dressed up, but that was it. I mean,
You've never been trick or treating?
I went with my childminder like once.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
I thought your mum and Michael took you.
Nah.
What was those parties you went to then?
Oh yeah, they were like years ago. It was like a birthday party or something.
What's that
I
say?
finally
talked to the support people about my problems and we're going to the doctors like you said I should. Well done. I'm so pleased and proud of you. That took a lot to do that. I'm really happy that you managed to sort something out. And that's the best thing you can be doing, Harry. Well done, you. I really hope it goes well for you. And I'm sure you've taken that first step forward now. And that is the hardest step. So well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
It is hard when you've got some.
He said I missed you.
Oh, thank you. Bless you. So let's hope things start to get better for you now. It's obviously going to take time.
Also, I'm Electra. I know the old man in your profile picture is an actor, but like, what is he in? Just out of context.
You've been wondering that all day, haven't you?
Yeah. I know he's an actor, but like, I think it looks like a promo, but I can't. Why is
I don't know.
He looks really old, doesn't he?
Well, depends what you say, really. That do to you.
They say I'm honest.
You definitely are.
He is in Breaking Bad. I've never watched that
Breaking
in my life.
Bad.
His name's Mike.
Okay.
I've never watched that in my life.
No, I've not heard of that. Mind you, I don't tend to watch a lot of
Me too.
them sort of programs.
I just watch EastEnders and that's it.
I know, she's in EastEnder Freak, as you probably all know. Yeah, that's all she talks about. Now, if you guys were interested in EastEnders, she would run this. This would be, she wouldn't stop. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 16 now. But I thought he was 14.
No.
Oh.
Birthday was in September. Oh, belated happy birthday. 16, sweet 16.
Yeah.
Wow, that'll be you. You'll be 16, won't you?
Yeah. 2 years now, I think.
Hey, you're 15 now, darling.
No.
I've added a year on. Sorry, you're 14.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're 15 already.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I feel like I have disconnected with the gods.
You what? Who?
Alright.
Who? Oh, hi, Liana.
Hi,
Hey,
Liana.
how are you? It's all right. We've got giggle time at the moment. Hi, Liana. We've just been talking about how to scry with a black mirror, and the fact that we're almost full moon. Well, you know, it's always over 3 days. Tonight it's almost full moon. Tomorrow night it's 100% full moon, and it's in Aries. And Aries, well, it's about stability. And apparently, from what I've been gathering with readings and stuff, is that if anybody's in a financial thing that they're going through at the moment, you know, starting something, it's a very good time to be doing so. So, yeah.
Electro says, how do I get back into Norse paganism?
I didn't realise that you had gone away from it, to be honest. It's got to be what's on your heart. You can't force anything. If you've come away, what's the reason? Is it because of what's going on around you? Exciting topic. Oh, thank you, Liana. I was also wanting to chat about the coming few months. I'm going to be starting a chat show with the local community of small creators in the witchcraft family. And I'm going to invite people on once a month, not as a question answer, but as a chat, as a get together, talking about topics to do with the craft and spiritual things. And I'm going to be asking people that have a channel that want to be involved to let me know if they want to be on it. We've started with this, StreamYard, so that I can get much better at bringing people on and sorting something out with that. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
Because it's going to bring communities together, but it's also going to give different points of view on things, which is going to be great.
I was too. I sent a mirror at Christianity thing.
Sorry?
And that's what he said. But I gave up and bought stuff, but then I didn't want to worship her anymore, and I wasted money on her.
Oh, right.
I turned away from the gods and failed them.
Okay. You haven't failed them. You're just coming through a time in your life where you're not sure of what's going on. And when you're in an emotional state or going through something, finding the right pantheon or the right type of thing to believe in can be very choppy. One day you might feel like doing one thing, and then the next day you don't feel like doing that. You want to do something else. Another day you might think, I don't want any of it. But you're not thinking in that way at the moment. So what you need to do is to let them come to you. Get that conviction. You need to have that feeling that you want to be doing that. Otherwise, it's pointless. But the gods will not force you. They will never, ever push somebody.
Ian says, I'd love to hear more about your ghost stories. Please.
Oh, yeah, I've got loads of them, Ian.
I had lots. They're really entertaining.
I'm actually on Sunday night, 10 o'clock, this GMT. I always get because I get a lot of them people from across the pond. So I have to think about what time it's going to be over there. But there, it's earlier for them. But for me, it's 10 o'clock in the evening. And I'll be on her show. It's Starlight.
Yep.
I'll put the details below, but it's Starlight the Wild Witch, and she is doing a Halloween special. And she's going to be bringing different people on to tell a story or talk about their practice at this time of the year. Yeah. So it should be really interesting.
I hope you're better now, Liana. It's okay.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Where is that?
I haven't seen the last few videos yet. Unfortunately, I wasn't very well, but I'm very interested.
Where are we? Oh, there.
Just here.
But I'm very interested. You wasn't well. I'm sorry to hear that.
How do I read?
I hope you're feeling better now, though.
Like she said, just don't force it. Electro.
Missed.
I miss being around. She both was so kind and friend. I learned many things. It's mainly her, not me.
The end of the day, if we cannot help each other in this world, what is the point of us being here? Why can't we be nice to each other, everybody? It would be such a nice world if we were. We wouldn't have half the problems. I'd like to hear
some ghost stories too.
Yeah, I will do some. I will just say to people, you will get what this channel's about, but I will also put, I am a paranormal person as well. I'm not just a witch. I'm not just a Seder practitioner. I am a medium, and I have a lot of things that's happened to me over the time, which may help people. In fact, the next video I'm putting up is going to be explaining what it's like and how people can help themselves when they start to know that they are mediumistic and the things that might happen to them and how to deal with it and how to help themselves.
Summer, have you got any ghost stories? Not really. I sense things, but I haven't seen anything yet. Apart from that time, I still can't figure out if it's a dream or not.
What one, darling?
You know how I told you in there?
No, you saw that lady, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw it. I don't know what that was. It was like my head. It was like I can't tell. It was like I was asleep, but I wasn't asleep.
At the time, you didn't know about the lady in that room.
Yeah.
It was only after that happened to you that I told you.
Yeah, because I didn't know. Because what's it called? It was like It's like I was asleep, but I wasn't asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And it was like everything was spinning, and I just see this lady.
Yeah. In my back bedroom, guys, there is renownedly known that there is we call her the Screaming Lady, and she is an entity which I have tried to find out more about. There's not a lot written anywhere, so I don't know exactly. I've tried to communicate and I get a verbal abuse when I try, so I've given up now. But she doesn't like women, and if a girl or a woman is in that back bedroom sleeping, she has woken them up and made her way over to them and just screams in their ear. And my son's girlfriends were terrified. I never told them about it, but one of them went to bed and come running down in the night and said, I'm not sleeping up there, and told me that she'd seen some sort of shadow. And then she woke up and there was like, she sensed something really close to her, and then all of a sudden she heard screaming in her ear. And again with another one of his girlfriends, are you reading the comments? Same thing happened again. So I laid in that room just to see, and I've got to say it was not a nice feeling. So I cleansed the room and it was clear for a long time.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, suddenly,
yeah, it was weird. It hasn't happened since.
No, and then you got that happen to you.
It wasn't screaming or nothing. It was just like this woman just standing there.
Yeah, well, you're lucky she didn't scream at you.
Yeah, I hate loud sunlight.
Yeah. This house, because everywhere I've lived, they've come with me. And I can't get rid of them. They're just there.
Yeah. Electra says, can you talk more about the afterlife? When we die, what happens? Well, you don't really know until you die, really.
Well, different people got different ways of beliefs and different things that they believe, and so nobody until they actually pass over will know. But as a medium, I can tell you what I know so far.
Yeah.
And that is because I've obviously gone to different planes. I've seen people, spirits that have been stuck, that I've helped to pass over into the light. And it's a place of, I would say, what I feel, it's like they're going somewhere where they know they're going to be safe, they're going to be loved, they're going to be warm, they're not going to have any worries anymore, and they're just going to be in, even if it's a place where they're just sleeping, if it's a place that is like what they class as heaven, as I would call it, not heaven, the witches would call it Summerland, I would call it either hell or another realm. But as I say, people all around the world have got their own thing. But what I would say is, having spoken to a lot of spirit, some of the messages that I've received have had like names proved who it was, and the way they died proved, and letters that have been wrote that I've seen, and I've said there was a letter, and in the letter it says blah blah blah, and people have proved by coming back and saying yes, that's correct. So if there isn't anything after death, how do I know that? How is it that I'm speaking to someone that's told me that? And so yes, there's proof of some sort of life after death.
Okay.
And something that we can hang on to.
Okay, Ian said to the Screaming Lady, jealous ghosts maybe, and then Liana said, do you believe people who claim to be dead seers as a kind of meditator? 1 minute.
Do you believe people who claim to be dead seers as kind of meditation between our dead relatives, ancestors, and ourselves? Do you think it's really possible to talk to them, or is it just a scam? Well, as a medium myself, I've never tried to prove it to people. It is a gift I was born with. It's not something that I would go out of my way to learn.
Yeah.
They're there. You cannot dispute they're not there. They are there. Like for me, there are scammers out there. Of course there are, and they give people like myself a bad name. When I give readings to people, I don't charge money. I don't charge anything. It's taking my time and my energy. It's taking, you know, but I will do that to help that person because I was given a gift, and that gift is to aid others. But there are people out there that are scammers. But all I can say is what I receive, and when I speak it back to people, it's normally correct. Obviously, not everyone has been perfectly correct, but something in it has been correct. It's up to the individual. If when I did used to do readings years ago, I'd get people come and they would say, "Oh, well, you would say that." I've got an example for you. This might show you in what way I work. I was doing a reading for this man who sat down and he looked absolutely distraught. But I could see two children with him. So I knew that two children had passed and one was a bit bigger than the other. And I said to him, "You need to forgive yourself." It just came into my head. You need to forgive yourself. He started to cry and I said, it's something that you need to do because it's going to destroy you if you don't. Well, apparently his daughter was at the same event and she was walking around and he put his hat down and he said, "I can't be seen by her." I said, "Okay." Anyway, I finished his reading. I told him there was two little children there. He burst out crying. I said, "I think you need to wait a bit longer before having a reading because it's obviously very recent because I could smell fire. So I knew they died in a fire. And I said the fire must have been really bad. And I said, you need to go away and get, some help. Anyway, he walked off. The spirit have a funny way in doing things. I then received, this lady came over to me that he pointed out, and I thought, oh no. I don't think she'd seen him sitting there, but she sat down and she said, "I need to know." And she just looked at me. She didn't say anything else. "I need to know." And the two children were there again. And I said, "Your little boy and your little girl are with you now." She then burst into tears and I could smell the fire again. I said, "I'm so sorry that there was a fire, wasn't there? And your two children passed away." And she started crying and saying, "Yes." And she said, "But I'm never going to forgive him." And I said, "Don't tell me any more. Please don't tell me any more. Let me ask Spirit." And they showed me a picture of him in a chair in the lounge and he had a cigarette and he fell asleep. And the cigarette went down and the fire started and he had got himself out the house hoping to get someone to help him to get the children out because she was at work and they didn't get there in time. And the fire brigade got there too late. And she would not, obviously was his daughter, and she would not forgive him because she said he murdered them. Now, if I didn't have any ability, how would I have known any of that? So it's up to the individual at the end of the day, guys. It's up to whatever you want to believe. But until you've experienced the connection, because it's the same when you're talking to deity, it's the same when you're talking to anything. It's between you and them, isn't it? And whether someone else agrees with it, that's because they've not experienced it. What was a comment saying?
Correct answer. Thank you so much. She was so awesome. That was 2, like Elliot. And then Electra says, should we fear death? I don't think so.
No.
No.
No. Death is like birth. We don't know nothing about birth when we're born.
Yeah.
And that is apparently a very traumatic experience for a newborn. You got to remember, they come into the world, they've never breathed before. They have to take that first breath. They come out of a warm place into a stone cold place. 1 minute they're all tucked up, next minute their arms are flying around.
Yeah.
Birth is traumatic, and then we live a life. And at the time we go, I mean, my near-death experience, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was there, but obviously they said I'd died. But no, I'm here now. They brought me back. But for those that pass, I think they just go. I think it's a split thing, and
Just happens.
yeah, I think the actual death moment is normal. It's like normal. It's a part of life.
Yeah.
And it's ever ending, never ending. The circle is never ending.
Is that why babies cry a lot, Electra?
Yeah. When they're first born, the first thing they do to take that breath is to scream and cry.
Yeah.
And if a baby doesn't cry, it's because it's not breathed that first breath. And so they keep bashing its back to make it take that breath.
And if it doesn't, then...
And of course, sometimes they have something in their throat. They have to suck it out and then open the airway up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it all depends on that first breath, that breath of life. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think death is to be feared. I think sometimes, obviously, it's the manner in which we die. And I honestly think that when you're going through something absolutely awful, that the brain switches off. I think because it would be so cruel if we had to suffer something for, say, hours. I think death would have to be, like when it's something traumatic, it would have to be quick. But when it's a death like comes naturally when you're old, from what I've seen on, like I did a course on, I know it sounds a bit macabre, but I wanted to look into hospice care and the situations there. And a person goes through certain aspects before they die, weeks before they actually die. And you can tell that person is in, they call it in the process of dying. So there's a time when you start to die, and then the finished bit is when it actually happens. And it happens in all ages. So it could be a child, it could be an adult. And even in animals, you know when a dog is starting to give up.
Yeah.
You know it. And the dog is giving in. And I think that's what death is, us giving in. Our bodies have had enough, but our spirit knows it's going to go somewhere else. This is just an overcoat.
Ian says, born crying, hopefully die laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I will. I'm going to laugh. I'll get the last laugh.
Electro says, so babies are born not knowing anything. We die and maybe we could be reborn again.
Definitely. I mean, witches do believe in reincarnation. We do believe that we come back, that we've lived many lives. And again, that's a controversy. A lot of people don't believe that. But if you look at a lot of the world religions, they do believe that. And they're...
I mean, it's a bit silly. Well, no. Like, if you don't go anywhere else after, where else would you go?
Well, there's a lot of people that believe when you die, that's it.
I don't think
there's nothing.
I don't think so.
But we've had unusual stories of people that have known of a previous life, and it's been proved when they've said certain names and areas and that they couldn't possibly have known. So again, it's one of those things that it's a question that you cannot really verify.
Electra says, I think I died fighting a war in my past life.
What war do you think that was, Ian?
Oh no, that's Electra.
Oh, Electro. Okay. Okay, boom.
There's something about the army. and the military. I get a weird feeling of wanting to go and fighting for the country and battling.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I knew of someone that thought, some people, obviously, they might have some sort of issues, I don't know, but one who thought he was a ranking Arthur's time, because the book makes people feel he really is that person. It wasn't the historical one. It was totally different.
It's someone called Beluga says, I watched the ghost inside my child, and the one child's past life was in the 9/11 attack.
Okay, oh, well, hello to you, Beluga. Or Beluga, I hope I got that right.
Oh, Electro, it's not that one. It's not that one.
Ghost, oh, sorry, Ghost Inside My Child show. Yeah, that's a very interesting show, that. I've watched some of those. Yeah.
Electro, I don't think it's the cat Beluga.
What's that?
There's another channel called Beluga, and he's based on cats.
No.
That's not him.
No.
I know who you're on about.
What are you talking about?
There's this channel, and they're called like Beluga.
Oh,
and
I
they're
see.
like based on like cats chatting.
Okay. Well, you don't
They
know.
make funny videos of
Yeah.
cats. So I think that's the one Beluga's
Oh, I
about.
see. I see. But again, all these things, they're all for us to find out. I think it's a bit like when we grow up, you wait to get to that age of 18 or 21. And it's because there are things to experience at that age. And so life is a journey, and we start it and we end it. But it carries on like plants. Plants die and they come back. And I think life is a circle, never ending. That's my, but then being a medium as well as a witch, I've got my own views, my own journeys, and you can never prove to other people. You can only help them. And another example, guys, I was walking down the street. We have down the high street once, and there was stalls down there, and there was a lady that baked bread, and beautiful loaves of bread, and they smelt really nice. And so they were all like on the hot thing, and they were all smelling nice. It's a comment, I don't know what it says. And I walked past, and she said, I was looking at the bread, and she looked at me, she said, "You're different." I went, "Pardon?" She said, "You're different, aren't you?" Well, I was wearing black, and I did have my pentagram on and stuff like that. And the lady said, "You're different." And I went, "In what way?" And then all of a sudden I got a message for her. I said, "I don't know if you'll accept this." I said, "But the letter you're waiting for is coming through tomorrow." I said, "And I've got a green bit over your chest area, like green smoke, and I've been told to tell you it's okay." Well, I saw her the following week, and she gave me a loaf of bread, and she said, "Thank you so much. I had a letter the next day, and it was clearing me of breast cancer." So,
Okay. Beluga said, I wonder how many people stare at their own art in museums, listen to music they made in a life, and read books they don't remember writing.
Yeah, that's quite. Yeah. Can you imagine somebody like's come back and they were Mozart, and they've gone in the store and they're listening to Mozart thinking, "I really like this." That's cool.
Liana said, does the Ouija board work? Does the Ouija board work? Is it really possible to talk to spirits with this? I have heard many stories about this, also in my personal environment.
Well, Liana, if you do go on my channel, I put a story the other day up about the Ouija board and what it did to my family. It definitely works, and it's not a good thing for those that are not used to using one as a tool. As I would say, if you watch that, you'll see what happened to my sister and her friend. But I personally do not use them. not because I'm frightened of them, because I'm not. They are a way of communicating. It's not a game. It is a portal, like a mirror. It is a way of communicating with spirit. But the trouble is, when people use these and they don't know what they're doing, they do it wrong. And when it starts to do things, they get scared and then they come away from it. What happens is, people that are not experienced the energies that will come to them will be negative ones. They'll be low spirit, which is normally the very negative spirits. And they will bring messages of doom and gloom. They will bring through things to entice you and make you want to go back. If done properly, with somebody that's mediumistic, that knows what they're doing, it will be used as anything else, like tarot cards, like using crystals. It's no different to that. But in the wrong hands, in people that don't know what they're doing, it can become a very dangerous thing. And many people have come unstuck. As I say, in that video that I put up the other day, about 3 Away, I think, I can't remember what it was called now, that is about the Ouija board, and it really happened. And so I would avoid it unless you know what you're doing. You always have to say goodbye. You always have to tell them they cannot come with you. They cannot be with you. They stay where they are. But what you have to remember, it's a bit like knocking on a door, and then they open that door. They're there. And if you don't shut that door and say goodbye, they can come in and out when they want. So yes, it's a portal and it does work.
Electro says, can witches fly?
No, I've never seen one fly. Whether they can or not, but I would say no. But there was an ointment that was made by witches and still is to this day. And we fly, but in a different way.
Yeah.
The ointment helps you to attain a different level of consciousness. And in that consciousness, you can feel like you're flying. And so it's a special ointment that is made up to rub onto the broomstick, or they did in the old days. And they would run round the fields for the wheat, for the crops. And they would use this flying ointment and they would rub it on themselves and on the broomstick. And then they would go round and they would be flying, but it would be in a different way. So no, they don't fly to their meetings to meet the devil. No, that's all rubbish, I'm afraid.
Beluga kind of said what you said with the front door, because you said you wouldn't leave your front door open, and that's what unexperienced people use Ouija boards to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Electro says, where did the whole witches riding on broomsticks come from?
Well, you've got to remember, back in the old days, and I'm talking about the 1600s, 1500s, witches back then, or wise people as they were known, the cunning folk, they were normally in the fields, and so they were in the countryside. They would get together and use their pagan rituals to help with the crops. But of course, they used brooms to clean things. So the brooms were used with their voices to do their spells, cleaning things away. And to this day, the Gardnerian witches will still use a besom to sweep out the negative and allow the good to come in. The broom is called a besom, and it is one of the tools of the witch. But back in the old days, it was used more because it was an everyday item, and so nobody could say you are a witch, because everyone had one of them brooms. They used to make their tools out of wax, because if somebody knocked at the door, they could melt it. They would use a normal knife in their practice of what they were doing. Herbs and stuff would be picked late at night so that nobody knew that's what they were doing. And they would ride naked because nobody could tell who they were, because people were judged on their clothes back then. So they would take their clothes off so nobody knew who they actually were. They couldn't say, oh, that's John, he wears such and such, because John was naked. And that's another reason why a lot of witches go skyclad, not because they don't want to be known, but because there's nothing between them and the sky. before they're gods, the way they were born.
Electra says, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I have to go. It's been nice talking to
Oh,
you.
you too,
I missed
Harry.
you a
Take
lot.
care, mate.
Bye.
Bye. Bless. Yeah. So, has anybody else got any questions? Yeah, they're lovely questions, Liana. You're giving me some nice stuff to talk about. Thank you. Yeah. What's that? Oh, there.
Are there still many covens or witches in general who follow the sky?
Yep.
Sky-clad rule.
Yes, I was in one myself. I was in what was called the London Coven, Alexandrians. The co-founder or the founder and his wife were Alex and Maxine Sanders, and I was part of that. I became third degree in that coven, and we did work sky-clad. We wore beautiful clothes as well. We had robes, but you also worked sky-clad, and the reason for that was to be before your gods as you was made. There was nothing sexual in it. You know, you're like a big family in a coven, and people don't look at you in that way. And so there were many rules in, because that is like traditional witchcraft, and it is totally different to the normal pagan groups. And it's very occultic, and yeah. What's that saying, Summer?
I have to go now too. Thank you.
Okay, Liana, thank you for coming.
Take care.
Thank you so
Blessings.
much. Take care, darling. Yeah. So I hope that answered your question. Yeah, you know, I've had quite a varied occultic life, and I have learned a lot.
Seen an old 1970s documentary on Alex Saunders.
Yeah,
the
there
other
are
day.
some videos on YouTube that show the coven naked, going around in circles and stuff. Obviously, I was a bit later than when they started, but I met Maxine. She came to our coven quite a bit to see how we was doing and stuff like that.
Is it still a thing, that London one?
Not now.
Oh.
Not now. Covens ebb and flow. It rhymes. They come and they go. When the goddess has got her sights on something, she keeps it running. But if something changes her mind, she goes away, and then the coven dies. But it doesn't stop another one growing and taking its place.
What was she like?
Well, she was in her 70s. She's still going strong.
Oh, is she alive still?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
She was a lot younger than Alex. Alex died a few years ago.
Oh.
And of course they split. They used to be married and then they split. And the coven got split, the big coven, the original one. And then ones went with Alex, ones went with Maxine, and the teaching slightly changed. But our one was from Alex, so I got all Alex's teachings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she's still alive and she's still working. She works a lot with the American witches now.
Oh, that's good.
But there was a big fallout and people didn't want to know different covens. It got quite nasty, actually. But there are a lot of covens around. You know, they're hard to find. But if you find one, you know, you're very lucky.
Yeah.
It took me 10 years to find a coven. And then, you know, when the time is right for the person, the right teacher comes along.
Yeah.
And that was what I get everywhere I went and I asked, I got told that, you know, when it's your time, you will get an invite to one.
Yeah.
And I did eventually.
You'll never give up.
But she looks quite the same as what she did when she was younger.
Is she famous or something?
Oh yeah. Alex and Maxine Sanders, they did a lot of stuff to bring it into knowledge, because before them and before Gerald Gardner, it was legal to be a witch or a medium or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the last lady to be put in prison was in the 1953, and then they abolished the Witchcraft Act.
Yeah.
So it was very dangerous. So there wasn't books and stuff out until these guys come together and they all started covens and writing books and making it available to those that didn't know about it.
Yeah.
because it was secret before that.
because they got killed.
What was she like? Okay, guys, what's the time?
It's 7:04.
7:04. Okay, guys, is everybody happy to go on, or would you like to leave it here? I always give you the option. I'm here for any questions that you might want to have answered. The coming rituals, the weekend, not the week, yeah, it's the weekend, isn't it? And the clocks are going back, aren't they?
Yeah, I won't be able to join on Sunday, but
No, well, only if I put you live. Well, you won't be on. I'll be on the other thing, won't I?
yeah.
So yeah, I'll be on Starlight's channel, Starlight the Wild Witch at 10 p.m. If anyone wants to come over and watch it, I'll be on the first bit. So yeah, and that's about it really. So shall we leave it there then, guys? That's all right. You're very welcome. Do I have to open the mirror up and close? If it was me, Ian, I would ask my deity or whoever you feel safe with to be with you when you open it up. Just look into the mirror and say, if you've got a piece of iron, that would be good just to wear. Put it on your body somewhere, because that will stop anything from affecting you. So you open by asking deity to come, or whoever it is you want to come. But you also say, I come before you humble and waiting to hear. But I also seek protection. And you'll be fine. But when you have finished, you say, this session is finished. I'm saying goodbye. Go back to the realm from which you came. You cannot come through the mirror. You cannot interfere in my life. I am saying goodbye and good night. And as I've said to people, then you cover it or put it away. I then think about a trapdoor in my mind, and I visualize myself shutting it and bolting it. And that means nothing can affect you or your home. I hope that helps you.
God.
Okay. Okie dokie. What's that? You're welcome. I hope it goes really well for you. And let me know how you get on. I'm excited for you. It's brilliant when you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on a note to make you all laugh, I remember when I did my very first ritual at home, I was looking in the witch's Bible and I was reading it out because I didn't know the words, and it had turn page over, and I come down and I'm reading it out and I went, turn page over.
Oh no.
And I felt so stupid.
Oh no.
But yeah, that was right in the beginning days.
Ian says bye for now.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, Ian. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it there then. Thank you for coming, Beluga. Or is it Beluga or Beluga? I don't know.
Is it Beluga or Beluga?
I don't know.
I think it's Beluga.
I hope I haven't mispronounced you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
And you take care of yourselves, everyone. I'm going to leave it now.
Yeah.
So have a great weekend and a great celebration.
Yeah.
And a good full moon as well.
Yeah.
So bye-bye for now.
Bye, guys.